Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Warbands. In this video we are playing Warhammer 40k in a 500 points match that sees Astra Militarum versus the new orcs of the Beast Naga box. I'm Simone and I will play Astra.
Hi, I'm Andrea and I will play the orcs. Before we started, if you are subscribed to the channel, welcome back. If you are not subscribed yet and want to help us, join our growing community now by clicking the subscribe button. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss the next battle reports. Thank you guys!
Today's mission is Center Ground. The two armies will have to deploy within these two areas. There are 4 objectives and they are arranged in this way. As secondary objectives, Astra have chosen Slay the Warlord, Attrition and Engage on all fronts, while the Orcs have Slay the Warlord, Center Ground and Stomp and Good, taken from the Orcs Codex. The match will last 5 rounds, at the end of which whoever has accumulated more victory points will win. Both armies start with 3 command points as both are organized as combat patrol.
Let's move on to the description of the armies. On a dull day, an orc camp was disturbed by some noises coming from just outside their forest. Intrigued, they went to check and found the Cadian outpost under construction. Come on guys, go and raid those Yumis. The commander of this patrol is Zodgrod Worthnaga, armed with Slagga and a Grab Zappa. The culture I chose for this game is the Snakebite culture. Any attack with a strength of less than 8 against a model with this culture only wounds with 4 or more, definitely needed against the Astra. As a troop, I chose the Beast Nagaboids and deployed them in a unit of 15 models. They are equipped with Slagga and Choppa, and one of the models has a thump gun. With their toughness of 5 and the vulnerable save of 6 granted to them by the Beast Naga rule, they will be a nightmare for the enemy. I also chose a unit of 10 normal boids armed with Slagga, Choppa and stick bombs. One model in the unit is equipped with a rocket launcher and the boss knob has a power claw and a Slagga. And now, my favorite unit, the Squig Hog Boys. 3 orcs on wonderful squigs and the loyal bomb squig. The bomb squig physical model has no value for the purpose of the game, it only serves to remind me that I have it equipped. And finally, I also chose the knob on Smasha Squig. He has a rule that allows him to inflict mortal wounds on the charge. That makes him super interesting. I just hope I can charge with him.
My army has been ordered to build a temporary base capable of housing a regiment of the guard. No one had warned them, however, that a contingent of orcs was present in the area. The base is already well underway, it's not possible to leave it in the hands of the greenskins. It's time to take up the guns and kill those savages. Guess which company commander will be there? That's right, him! Claudio has recovered from his injuries and led the rest of his army to this desolate planet. This time he will not be the commander though. The higher ranks no longer trust him and have sent a senior officer to take command. In any case, Claudio still has the Death Mask of Ollenius with him as a relic, a last pistol and a power sword. The army general is a tank commander named Faustus and he has zero sense of humor. He is feared and hated by his men, but so far no one has ever tried to contradict him. Faustus leads a Leman Russ armed with a battle cannon, 3 heavy bolters and a heavy stabber. As general trait, the commander has Tank Aces, half armored, which gives the Leman Russ a 2+ save. Faustus' personal guard, the command squad, consists of 3 plasma guns and a melta-gun. The men in his escort never stray too far from their general, and there are many stories about how trigger-happy they are. As troops, the army is made up of 3 infantry squads, 2 of which you already know. The first is 005, also called Gunther's Rats. They lost all equipment in the previous battle and now find themselves only owning their lasguns. They don't even have a comms. The second unit is the 609, also called the Diehards. They too, like Gunther's Rats, have lost all their equipment, but at least they are alive. The third and final unit is the 362 and has just been formed. It doesn't have its battle name yet. Do you know why? Because you will choose the name this unit will have in the future. Yes, you heard that right. If you want to know more about it and the possibility to give it the name you want, I recommend you to watch the video until the end.
Rolling for initiative.
These dice could decide my fate in this game. Oh, 4 is not bad! Oh, duck! Oh yes, the first turn is mine! Having played the orcs in the last game, I am well aware of how dangerous they can be, even after suffering huge losses. Having won the initiative in the first round will allow me to have an extra turn of fire and could be decisive. I have deployed the infantry all along the front in order to force Andrea to split his army, and have placed the Leman Russ on the objective and in a position where he can have the full view of the battlefield. As to how my army is composed, it will all depend on how much damage the Leman Russ can do. Come on Faustus, show them why you are so feared.
Well, since Simone won the initiative, I guess my main focus for this turn will be to pray that he doesn't kill all my units with that tank. Then, if I manage to charge with the Squig Hogs and Snagaboids, I could get a huge advantage. I will be using the boys mainly to take point from my secondary objective center ground. Considering that the Astra is a ranged army, I will use my superiority in combat to force him away from the central objectives. If he doesn't retreat, I will crush his units.
First of all, at the beginning of the round, I gain a command point reaching 4. I absolutely must be able to make the most of the initiative of the first round and do as much damage as possible. The Gunther's Reds move forward in order to enter weapon range and prepare to fire on the boys in front of them. The Diehards do the same thing and leave room for the Command Squad and Claudio behind them. The Command Squad needs a position where it's able to target the Orcs' cavalry, so it moves accordingly. Claudio prepares to give orders to the 2 infantry squads under his command. The 362 moves in order to take possession of Objective 3. It's the unit most exposed to a charge, but that objective is very important and they have to do everything to keep it. It's time to give orders. Claudio yells at his men to prepare to fire and gives the order first rank fire, second rank fire to both infantry squads in front of him, 362 and 609, making their weapons rapid fire too. Faustus instead gives the order Gunners kill on sight to the Limarras, which allows to reroll hit rolls of 1 during the shooting phase. The Gunther's Reds target the Boyds with their last guns, making 9 shots at 4+. 5 hits, not bad. Wounding at 5, 2 wounds.
No penetration, so I need 2 6s to save. Just 1 dead out of 9 shots. Fair enough.
The most important danger to eliminate is certainly the cavalry. The Command Squad is perhaps my most suitable unit for the task. Only the plasma guns are in range and make 3 normal shots against the Nobbos Manchasquig at 3+. Luckily I didn't overload the shots. 2 hits! A strength 7 I would wound at 3, but due to the Snakebite's ability I can only wound them at 4+. Just 1.
With -3 penetration, I have to save with the 6+ invulnerable save. Nope. 1 wound to my Nob.
Faustus gives the order to fire to the tank crew. He can't let annoying orcs ruin his reputation. He decides to split the weapons between 2 targets. The battle cannon and a heavy bolter will fire on the Nobbos Manchasquig, while the other 2 heavy bolters and the heavy stabber will fire on the Squigog Boyds. With the Limarras not moving, the battle cannon can fire twice, making 2d6 shots.
I can't afford to lose the Nob without even moving it. So I use the tactic Tough as Squig Hide for 2 command points. With that, Simone can only wound with 4+. Regardless of the attacker's strength.
Oh boy, that's huge! 11 hits! Rerolling the ones thanks to the order. 5 total hits. I was hoping for something more, honestly. Wounding at 4. 3 wounds.
Invulnerable save at 6. Wow! 2 hits saved!
That's nice! 3 wounds to the bad guy.
Of course you deal the maximum damage.
Heavy bolter, 3 shots at 3. All of them! I need force to wound. Oh yeah, 3 wounds.
This will be hard. I need 3 5s to save him. Yeah, gone in the first round. Will he be able to do something one day?
I know, right? How does it feel? The other 2 heavy bolters target the Squigogs, making 6 shots at 3. Rerolling the one for the order. 5 hits. Wounding at 4. 3 wounds.
With -1 penetration, I save with 5s. Ooh, that's a tough skin.
The heavy stabber instead makes 3 shots at 3, always on the Squigogs. All hit! I need 5 to wound this time. 2, nice!
No penetration, so I need 4s. Oh, come on! For real? The heavy bolter did nothing, but the stupid minigun wounded.
This is the way. Finally, it's up to the infantry squads who have received the orders. I haven't been able to take out the cavalry yet, so the Diehards target the Squigogs, making 18 shots at 4. 14 hit! That's a lot! Let's try kill some Squig. 4 wounds to them.
0 penetration, so I need force to save. Just 1 wound through. It's okay. For now.
The 362 is the last unit to fire, and I hope they can do more damage than the 609. 18 shots at 4+ on the Squigs. 9 hits. That's a bit less than before. 5 wounds.
Saving once again with 4. Oh, come on! 2 wounds means that I've lost a Squig. In the morale phase, I have to test just the Squigogs. Need 5 or less to succeed. No way. I have a deja vu. 1 Squig leaves the battlefield. Now I have to see if the remaining model stays or flees. With one, he runs away. He stays! At least, now it's my turn and I can try the bomb squeak. Well, I kinda survived Simone's shooting phase. Now it's time to move and charge with everything. I need my Snagas in combat, even though they are a little bit far away from the enemy units. In this phase, I move the Squigog at charge distance from the unit holding the objective 3. I need to kill them to take possession of that objective. Then I advance with the leader just to use his aura ability. The Boids move and take possession of objective 2. I need them there to perform the action for the secondary objective. While the Snagaboids get closer to the infantry squad in front of them, ready to charge. At the end of this phase, the Boids start the action center ground. At the end of my next command phase, if the unit is still in control of the objective, I gain 3 victory points. If I control both the central objectives, I gain 5 points instead. My Snagas targets the unit holding the objective, making 3 shots with the pistols and the 3 shot with the thumb gun, that is an arrow weapon. This means that I can roll 3 dice directly against the units with 10 models. White dice for thumb gun and red for pistols. 2 hits, and wounding only 1.
Penetration -1, so I need a 6 to save. Nope, the first guard is dead.
Now the Squigog targets the same unit with a Sticka and a Saddle Git, both F5. Or not. But now, the main event. The Bomb Squeak. I need 3 to hit with him. Yes! It makes D3 mortal wounds. Let's see the damage. Disappointing.
That was funny to see.
The Squigog tries to charge the closest infantry squad.
Let's try to kill the last Squigog before he charges. I use one command point to use the stratagem Fire Overwatch. The 362 fires with 1 pistol of the Sergeant, 1 grenade and 12 shots of the last guns. D6 shots for the grenade. 6! Great! I can roll altogether 19 dice at 6. And incredibly, just 1. Wounding with 6. At least it wounded.
4+ to save. And incredibly, it missed. 2 wounds left for the Squig. Now, rolling to see if the charge succeeds. Need 5 at least. Well, just right. It's the Snagas' turn to charge, and they target both the command squad and the infantry squad. Need 11 to succeed. It's hard, but I can do it. Rerolling thanks to the Orc's ability. No! 10! That's really bad. In the combat phase, I attack first because of the charge. So the Squig on the infantry with his 3 attacks from the Orc, red dice, 2 additional attacks from the Squigog, black dice, and 1 more additional attack from the Gretchen, white dice. All at 3. All hit. And oh my god, all wound. That's fantastic.
A lot of wounds. I can't save the red dice because of the -2 penetration, so I'll try to save the other 3 with -1 at 6. Just 1. 5 deaths are a lot to deal with, but at least the unit is still alive. 2 guards out of the fight pile in to get closer to the Squigog and melee the objective. With the Sergeant still alive, I can respond with 4 attacks at 4 against the Orc. Just 1. Wounding at 6 for the high toughness. Missed. 362 should take the morale test, but their position in control of the objective is too important to risk further losses, so I use the stratagem Insane Bravery for 2 command points that allows them to pass the test automatically. The first round ended, and it didn't go exactly as I hoped. True, I killed the Nob of Smasher Squig and most of the Squigogs, but Andrea still managed to charge the 362 in the first round. If nothing else, I managed to hold the objective and Andrea's infantry remained behind. In the next round, my guards will have to put in a little more effort in the shooting phase. The good news is that at the end of the round I earned 4 victory points for the secondary objective, attrition.
Your turn didn't go exactly as you hoped. What am I supposed to say? My Orcs are lazy and can't run. Plus, I couldn't get rid of the infantry squad that was holding objective 3. And what's more, now I have to survive a shooting phase again. It's not really my dream turn, I would say. Unfortunately, the initiative alone has damaged me a lot, but I could still balance things out if in the next turn the Snagas managed to charge and take down some important pieces.
At the end of the command phase, I earned 15 victory points thanks to the 2 objectives in my possession, reaching 19 points in total. I think this turn is a do or die situation. If I can't stop the Orc advance permanently, in the next turn I could find myself without troops, so I have to risk everything. The Gunther's Reds approach the objective and the boys in front of them, showing that they are not afraid of the Orcs. The 362 remain close to the objective but retreat from the fight, so to allow the other units to open fire on the last Squigog. The Diehards move forward to enter within half range of their last guns in order to fire more shots in the shooting phase. Claudio approaches the command squad in order to be in range to give orders to his men. Faustus repeats the order Gunners kill on sight on the Limarras, allowing it to repeat the hit rolls of 1. Claudio instead gives the order Take Aim to the command squad and the order First Rank Fire, Second Rank Fire to the Diehards. Gunther steps forward and gives the order to fire, 90 shots at 4 against the Orc Boys. 11 hit, Strength 4, Toughness 5, wounding at 5. And just 1 wound.
6 to save. Close, but not enough. 1 boy is gone.
I need to take out the Boys completely before Andrea's turn to stop him from activating the action, so the Diehards also target them. Being within half range and with a rapid fire 2 weapon, thanks to Claudio's order, the 609 makes 37 attacks at 4 divided into 2 groups.
You what?
Oh yes, brace yourself. 12 shots in the first group and 8 in the second, for a total of 20 shots. It 5 to wound, 8 wounds. It could have been worse.
6 plus to save. 2 models manage somehow to stay alive. Awesome!
Claudio, being within the range of his last pistol, fires 1 shot at 3, always on the boys. Hit! Wounding at 5? Nope. The command squad, being Cadians and not having moved, can repeat all hit rolls of 1 during the shooting phase, but thanks to the order Take Aim, they can now repeat all failed hit rolls. 3 of them will try to eliminate the last remaining Squigog, while the 4th targets Zodgrod.
Once again, I use the tactic Toughest Quick Hide for 2 command points, hoping that Simone will miss more shots.
Let's start with the 2 plasma guns and the Melta gun against the Squigog. It's 4 overloaded shots for the plasma guns and 1 shot for the Melta gun, all at 3. Rerolling the ones thanks to the order. 4 hits, wounding at 4. The Melta gun and 2 plasma gun shots wounded.
Oh boy. Invulnerable save at 6. Nothing to do. The last Squigog is gone.
The last remaining plasma gun targets Zodgrod and makes 2 overloaded shots at 3. Rerolling the 2 thanks to the order. Oh my, that's a 1, and with a 1, he killed himself. Let's see if at least the other shot is successful. Need 3 to wound. Wounded!
Zodgrod as well has an invulnerable save at 6. Nope. 2 wounds to the mop.
Your death was totally worth it. The Limarras splits the shots. The battle cannon fires on Zodgrod while the 3 heavy bolters and the heavy stabber fire on the Boys to make sure to kill them all. Let's start with the battle cannon that does 2d6 shots. 8 shots. I hit the 3+. Reroll the ones for the order. Okay, that's a nice roll. With strength 8 and toughness 5, I wounded 3. 3 wounds.
Impossible, invulnerable save at 6. Wow, that's the same roll as before.
2d3 damage. 5.
Imagine rolling 2 1s sometimes. Zodgrod leaves the battlefield upset.
The 3 heavy bolters make 9 hits at 3 on the Boys. Reroll the ones. 6 hits, wounding at 4. 5 wounds to the Orcs.
The Boys don't have the invulnerable save, so this means that they are just dust.
Funny anecdote. Do you remember the time when my command squad had to take the morale test because one of them had committed suicide? Fortunately, I passed it.
Well, although my orcs have been kicked out from the game almost all at once, and as desperate as the situation seems... No, okay, the situation is desperate, but that's not the point. I can still try a move that would allow me to reverse the situation. For now, I can tell you that my Snaggas move a good 5 inches forward. With their awesome Slagga, red dice, and a thump gun, white dice, I fired 70 shots at 5 on the infantry squad in front of them. 8 hit! At that distance, wounding with Slaggas at 3 and thump gun at 2. 7 wounds total. Good boys.
Saving at 6 with the white dice and at 5 with the others. And with that, I think 5 of them died.
Time to reveal my tactic. The Snagas charge the command squad and the Limarras trying to take control of objective 1.
Let me try to thin out the running flock. I use the stratagem Fire Overwatch for 1 command point to shoot with the Limarras on the Snagaboids. D6 battle cannon shots. 4. Hitting at 6? Not even 1. 9 shots with the heavy bolters at 6. Just 1. Wounding at 4? Missed. 3 shots with the heavy stabber at 6? This was the worst command point ever used.
Well, go ahead with the charge. I need 10 to reach the tank. 11! Couldn't you have done this before, huh? I take possession of the goal and then we fight.
Claudio is not afraid of the orcs, and to prove it, he makes a heroic intervention and enters the combat.
The Snagas split their shots and make 6 attacks on Claudio, 18 on the command squad, and the rest on the tank. Let's start with Claudio. 6 attacks on 3, 4 hit, 3 to wound, 3 wounds.
Thanks to the death mask of Ollenius, Claudio has an invulnerable save of 4+. Haha, you'll need more to wound him.
Let's move on to the 18 attacks on the command squad at 3. 13 hit, wounding again at 3, 9 wounds.
With -1 penetration, I have to do 9 6s. And my command squad has evaporated. Faustus no longer has his bodyguards.
And to top it off, 19 attacks at 2 thanks to the Beast Snag ability. 16 hit, wounding at 5 for the higher toughness, 4 wounds.
Saving at 3 thanks to the tank aces trait. 2 wounds through. He's left with 10 wounds. Time for my tank to respond with 3 wonderful attacks at 6. Nope. Finally, it's Claudio's turn. 3 attacks at 3. 2 hits. Needs 5 to wound. Just 1.
Invulnerable save at 6. One Snaga suffers a wound and dies. In agony. Alone.
In the morale phase, the diehards must take the test, having lost 5 models. I need a 1. Ah, close. 1 guy runs away. Combat attrition test. For every 1, another guy flees. They're all okay. Can someone shoot at that guy, please?
Unfortunately, the tank is still alive along with the 3 infantry squads. Considering already the large difference in victory points, it is mathematically impossible for me to win in the next rounds. So the game ends here, with the Astra winning.
Wow, I think this was the fastest game we played in the channel. I think it all came down to the initiative roll and the charge roll of your Snagaboids in the first round. This game could have been totally different if those 2 dice rolls had been in your favor. I have to say that I like this new Astra Militarum army list very much, and I have to thank you for suggesting it to me in the comments. Anyway, now the regiment can finally have its base built.
It's true, the initiative and the failed charge have damaged me considerably. But I can't ignore the tactical mistake I made early in the game. If I had kept control of objective 4 with Zodgrod instead of advancing, there wouldn't have been 19 victory points difference already in the second round, and the loss of my units wouldn't have been that problematic. However, I am happy because I was able to see at least a single Squigog in action, which almost wiped out a unit by itself. Also, the Bomb Squig is too cute! What can I say?
And with this we conclude. As I told you at the beginning of the video, I will need your help to give a name to the Cadian Infantry Squad 362. If you want to have the possibility to name it, write your suggestion in the comments. We will choose the names we like the most and we'll do a community poll so that you can choose between them the final name of the unit. We can't wait to see what names you will choose. And if you like our content and want to help us grow the channel, we have opened an account on the platform Buy Me a Coffee where you can support us with donations. The link is in description.
And if you have come this far, write the word MOP in the comments to let us know. You are the best! And if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, leave a like and write us in the comments. We are always curious to know what you think.
That's it, guys!
See you next video!